Okay, I have the cute head fastened. Isn't it cute? You have to make sure you make the head is way smaller than the head, and it will look cute. Anything out of the norm is cute. So now we're going to do the hand. Oops, we're gonna leave this aside. We're going to do the two hands, and I'm going to sew the hand first before I continue with the bottom part. But as for the legs, I have to complete the whole thing before I do the leg, because I can't adjust, because the leg has to be down here dangling, so I need to complete the whole thing first. So the leg, no choice, I have to sew with the stuffing and all. We'll see how. Maybe later I can, before the last stitch, maybe I can do a leg and stitch the leg. So this is the hand, so you can change color except when you like. So along the tip here is darker color, and then it goes all the way up here, see. So it's not so like just the second row is like the brown, and the first row is not so fixed. I want something different. So you just change color except when you want, but the ending here is always the darker color. So we're gonna start with the darker color. This color is actually the ear, and this one is the same yarn. You're gonna start with the magic circle. You're gonna curl your yarn over your two finger, pull up a loop, make a twist, and make a knot. So once you have a knot, you're going to do 6 single crochet into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Okay, so the first row is in the darker color, and now the second row, up to you when you want to change color. So I get ready the other color. Now second row, you just do single crochet all around, no increase or decrease. Let me just get a marker. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is row 2. And now row 3. Row 3, I'm going to do 2 single crochet followed by an increase. So this is 1 single crochet, and I want to change color now. Oops. Oh gosh. Let me do that again. So this is considered 1. Let's pull this a bit. 2. Pull this bubble away. 1, 2. 1, 2, and you do an increase. Increase means 2 single crochet into that same stitch. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. Oof, look at that. This is too loose and it won't look nice. Oh, I think I accidentally grabbed this. Set that aside. 1, 2, increase. 1, 2, increase. So this one, you just tie a knot with the other tail and just leave it inside. You can't leave it inside now, it's too shallow, so later. 1, 2, 3. Okay. One, two, increase. So I want to change color. It's up to you whether you want to change more often or not. 1, 2, and you do an increase. The first hand, you not necessarily have to look exactly like the second hand, because if you look at the capybara, the shape not necessarily is exactly the same. And I do increase. Whoops, it's kind of crowded here. And get rid of this bubble. So just in case, you just count your stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You should have 8 stitches in this row. And then I'm going to go to row 4. Row 4 is just single crochet. It's just single crochet all around. So maybe now I would just not change color and just let it be this color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is row 4 and I'm going to do row 5. So I've decided not to have this dark color anymore. So I'm going to cut the yarn and hide everything inside. So this way you don't have to add stuffing, and the hand is just so tiny. Just push all this inside. This will be your stuffing for your hand. So now it's way easier to crochet. There's no more tail here. Now row 5, I am going to do 1 single crochet, oops, 2 single crochet, and a decrease. I take the front loop from the first stitch and the back loop from the second stitch. and again 1, 2, increase, sorry, decrease. Okay, now I'm gonna cut the yarn and leave a bit of a tail for sewing, so you don't have to add stuffing. I already did, I mean those tails from the other yarn. So you're gonna sew it somewhere here. The hand will be smaller and the leg will be bigger. So I'm gonna base on this eye. So the eye will be here. I'm gonna sew it here. So it's up to you whether you want your hand to go to the front like this or go down like this. But I think going to the front looks kind of cute. It's like it's begging for a hug. So I'll come back to you once I have this nicely sewn. I'm sure by now you know how to sew this here because there's no, oops, I must throw all this inside. There's no stuffing, okay, for the sake of beginners. Just let me show you one a bit. So down here, I'm going to make sure it's around here. And if you want your hand to face to the front, I will hold it to the front like this. And you make one stitch here. If you're lazy to have the needle coming out from the bottom, you can do this. After that one stitch, take a look and see, is that where you want your hand to be? Then you start to sew all around it. If you want it this way, you just hold it like this and you sew, it will stay this way. If you want it this way, you keep your thumb here and you sew and make sure it faces this way. So I want it this way, so I make sure my stitches goes up. And then it comes out here and then you pull it all the way to this side. Okay, now I'll come back to you once I have both hands nicely fastened. Okay, I've attached both hands. It looks like this. So now I'm going to do the leg first before I continue the bottom part. The leg look like this, a little bit muscle. Not, I want the hind leg look slightly bigger. So you're gonna sit like this. So you can see a little bit bulging here. Okay, so now let's do the leg first and we will continue here. And as when I continue, I see if I have a chance to sew this before I add stuffing, I will. And this leg is slightly bigger, so you need to add stuffing. If not, it will sink in like this. It won't be nice, so you add a bit of stuffing. So now for the leg, the stitches is slightly different. I'm gonna start with a darker color again. I'm gonna make a magic ring. You pull up a loop and make a knot. And once you have your magic ring, you're gonna do 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 single crochet, and we're gonna pull tight. And then we go to this first stitch here. we're going to do single crochet all around. And let me get a marker. This is my first stitch. So I'm going to do single crochet all around, so which means I will have 6 stitches. So after these 6 stitches, it's up to you when you want to change color. So next stitch will be 2 single crochet followed by an increase, and you should do 2 sets of that. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. I'm gonna change color here. So after the 2 single crochet, I'm going to do increase. So this is 1 increase. Get rid of this bubble. So 1, 2 increase, and then again 1, 2. I'm gonna change color. And you do increase. So this row we should have 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the next stitch. I'm going, oops, almost. So now I am going to do single crochet in the next 2 stitch. One single crochet, add a marker on the first stitch, 2 single crochet, then I'm going to do 4 increase. So this is 1 increase, so here I'm going to change color. So 1 increase, this is the second increase, and now the third increase, and the fourth increase, and I will still have 2 more stitch left, and these 2 stitch I'm going to do single crochet. Whoops, let me do that again. Single crochet and single crochet, and this is row 4. So now I'm gonna cut this darker color and all this tail. I'm just gonna hide it inside. It's easier now to crochet. So now row 5 and 6, we're going to do single crochet all around. No increase or decrease, just one single crochet in every stitch. I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of row 6. Okay, this is after 2 rows of single crochet all around. And now I'm going to do single crochet in the next 2 stitch. 1, 2, and I'm going to do 4 decrease. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 2 more stitch left. You're gonna do single crochet each, and this row 7 you should have 8 stitches. And now row 8, I'm going to do single crochet in the next 2 stitch. 1, 2, then I'm going to do decrease, and again 1 more set. 1, 2, and you do decrease, and that's it. So now I'm going to cut the yarn, and don't forget to add stuffing. So I'll come back to you once I have these 2 legs nicely stuffed. Okay, I have added some stuffing to stuff up this part here, because once this become too small I can't stuff this part here. See, now it looks way better because it's kind of stuffed up. So now we're going to do the decrease, and later we'll add more stuffing. We are at row 30. Yes, I think we stopped at row 29. So now we are at row 30. Okay, I'm going to do single crochet in the next 2 stitch. Let me add a marker. So 1, 2, I'll do a decrease, and then 1, 2. So this is 1 set, and you're gonna do 8 sets of this. So actually it is like 1, 2, decrease, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 single crochet, and you do a decrease. Whoops. So technically it is 4 single crochet followed by a decrease. So here, after this last decrease in this row, you should have 2 more stitch left. So these 2 stitch, you're going to do single crochet. And this row 30, you should have 40 stitches. So after this, we're going to go to row 31. Row 31, we're going to do 3 single crochet followed by a decrease. You're going to do 1, and let me add a marker, 2, and 3, and you do decrease. 3 single crochet, decrease. This is 1 set, then you're going to do 8 sets of it. Okay, so this row 31, you should have 32 stitches. So now row 32, you're going to do 1 single crochet. Let me add a marker. Then you're going to do decrease. And you're going to do 1 single crochet. So this is 1 set. So you should have 8 sets of this. 1 single crochet, decrease. So actually, technically, after the decrease, you should have 2 single crochet. So after every decrease, you just do 2 single crochet. Okay, after every decrease, you do 2 single crochet. So now this is my last decrease in this row. So after this decrease, I should have 1 more stitch left. This stitch, you're going to do single crochet. So this row 32, you should have 24 stitches. And now we go to row 33. Row 33, you're going to do 1 single crochet followed by a decrease. 1 single crochet, decrease. This is 1 set. You're going to do 8 sets. So I'll come back to you once I'm at the end here. Okay, I have the 2 legs sewn nicely. And make it face the front. Yeah, here I change color a bit out. But this makes my capybara unique, right? So no one will have the same capybara as me because nobody is going to do this. So here you can see like a bit of a muscle on the leg. So now we're gonna end this. I've added a lot of stuffing. Make sure it's plumb up nicely. And now this last row, I'm going to do decrease 8 sets. This is the difficult part because you have to hold the stuffing down. So this is my first decrease. And just add a marker just in case. And you're just gonna do decrease all the way. Oops. So all in you should have 8 decrease, and this is my last decrease. Just cut here. I'm gonna sew it. Let's see if I plumb it up nicely. Yeah, I think so. So now I'm just gonna seal this part here. Make sure you have a slightly longer tail so that in case if I see all this decrease sometimes can cause holes, then at least I have this tail to help cover up some of the holes here. So you just pull through all the front loop. And you just pull. After you pull, I will put it back in the middle here. And then you stitch it around and cover up any holes. Like here, you should follow this stitch. Follow back our single crochet stitch. Then you just make a few stitches here and there and see if you can cover up most of it. At least the hole doesn't look so obvious. Oops. There. At least now it's not a hole anymore. Then you see if any other parts that you think your stitches is too tight or too loose that causes holes, you can use this to cover it up. And if not, you just go to any of this far corner, bring it around to all the corners. Any corner will do, so that it helps to lock the yarn and it won't come off easily. Make sure this part here you don't pull too tight and not too loose. And the balance tail here, you just hide it inside. If you do not want to hide it inside, you can also cut it off. But I normally prefer to hide it inside. So if you do not want to turn this into a bag, you have a very cute plushie here. This is your plushie capybara. But I want to turn it into a bag. So I'm going to sew a bag, like the handphone bag, and stitch it onto the back. So with the back strap. So when you carry your bag, you can see this cute little fella dangling there.